Skoda Superb Estate 2015 Car Review. These elegantly chiseled lines, enveloping a commodious interior, belong to the second-generation Skoda Superb Estate, which joins its hatchback sibling revealed earlier in 2015. Its enormity ensures it can be regarded as a legitimate rival for the likes of the Audi A6 Avant, Mercedes-Benz E-Class estate and Volvo V70 in terms of carrying capacity, while still competing against the Ford Mondeo estate and Volkswagen Passat estate on price. What's new for the Skoda Superb Estate? Transforming the superb hatchback's coupe-esque profile into a more cargo-friendly estate body has involved both lengthening and widening the dimensions over the outgoing model. Seats up, the Skoda Superb Estate will swallow 660 litres of luggage, shopping and whatever else you need to transport, an increase of 27 litres over the previous generation. Fold the rear seats over and that increases to a maximum of 1,950 litres, although you'll want to invest in the variable height boot floor option to have a flat-to-load bed. Not only is this the roomiest rear in the segment, it's 85 litres more than the model it replaces too. As with the hatchback, the rest of the Superb Estate's cabin is roomier than the already spacious predecessor and feels even more upmarket with a classy interior fabricated from high-quality plastics. Skoda's also ramped up the simply clever features to increase the car's practicality, including an electric tailgate which can be made to open with a wiggle of the foot under the rear bumper, closing again by giving a brief pull down on the door itself. Petrol and diesel engines. We expect the vast majority of Skoda Superb Estate customers to opt for one of the economical diesels, particularly where maximizing efficiency across higher mileages is the primary consideration. The range kicks off with a 118 bhp 1.6-litre TDI offering 67.3 miles per gallon or 70.6 miles per gallon when fitted with a 7-speed DSG automatic box. Our pick would be the 148 bhp 2-litre TDI with a claimed 68.9 miles per gallon. Opting for the DSG box or four-wheel drive impacts a little on efficiency, as does plumping for the more powerful 187 bhp edition of the engine. Those looking for petrol power have a refreshingly wide range of choices. The entry-level 1.4-litre TSI is available in 123 bhp and 148 bhp guises, the latter of which is more efficient at 55.4 miles per gallon whether in manual or DSG format. Both of the 2-litre TSI variants, 217 bhp and 276 bhp, are exclusively fitted with the DSG transmission. While performance is impressive, the more powerful edition will sprint from 062 miles per hour in just 5.8 seconds. It's unlikely to match its reasonable claimed fuel economy of 39.2 miles per gallon. Value for money package. Describing the Skoda Superb Estate as cheap would be misleading, but it does offer great value for money compared to its rivals, whether you're considering the amount of metal your cash buys, or the level of equipment on offer. From launch, 5 trims levels are offered, with all Superbs featuring alloy wheels, multifunction buttons on the leather-wrapped steering wheel, an electric parking brake, Bluetooth connectivity, DAB radio and stop-start for the engine. Performance. As with its hatchback counterpart, 4 petrol and 3 diesel engines provide Skoda Superb Estate performance, ranging from adequate to surprisingly brisk. Trio of diesels. Most Skoda Superb Estates sold in Britain will arrive fitted with a diesel motor, offering greater fuel efficiency over longer journeys. Entry-level diesels feature a 1.6-litre TDI motor, producing 118 bhp, with 250 Nm of torque available from 1,500 revolutions per minute. Whether you opt for the standard 6-speed manual or optional 7-speed DSG automatic, performance is all but identical. Both reach 127 miles per hour, while the manual completes the benchmark 062 miles per hour sprint in 11 seconds, the DSG just a tenth of a second more. Skoda claims the manual will achieve 67.3 miles per gallon and CO2 emissions of 109 gkm, figures trumped by the DSG, 70.6 miles per gallon and 105 gkm respectively. We expect the 148 bhp edition of the 2-litre diesel to be most popular in the Superb estate, especially with 340 Nm of torque at your disposal from 1,750 revolutions per minute. With manual transmission 135 miles per hour is possible, while the A6 2 miles per hour test takes 8.9 seconds. Choose the 6-speed DSG or manual with 4-wheel drive and those figures drop to 134 miles per hour, 9.0 seconds and 132 miles per hour, 9.1 seconds, respectively. That front-wheel drive manual 148 bhp Superb estate posts claims of 68.9 miles per gallon and 109 gkm of CO2. Opt for the DSG and those numbers crunch to 61.4 miles per gallon and 121 gkm, while the 4x4 claims the same fuel efficiency but 120 gkm of CO2. Topping the diesel range is a 187 bhp version of the same 2-litre unit, now delivering 400 Nm of torque, enough to take the manual version to 146 miles per hour and from a standstill to 62 miles per hour in 8.1 seconds. The DSG automatics, in front and 4-wheel drive, have lower top speeds 145 miles per hour and 142 miles per hour but quicker acceleration times 7.8 and 7.7 seconds respectively. Efficiency isn't hurt too badly, with the manual quoted at 67.3 miles per gallon and 110 gkm. Front-wheel drive DSGs are rated at 61.4 miles per gallon and 120 gkm while a 4x4 version drops to 55.4 miles per gallon and 135 gkm. Quartet of petrols. In a segment where diesels significantly outsell petrols, it's surprising to find 4 alternatives fueled by unleaded. Essentially there are 2 basic engines, each available in a couple of power outputs. Skoda's opening petrol gambit is the 1.4-litre TSI in 123 bhp guise, producing 200 Nm of torque from just 1,400 revolutions per minute. It's not sluggish either, the manual transmission-only model reaching 128 miles per hour with A6 2 miles per hour completed in 10 seconds flat. Skoda claims an average of 52.3 miles per gallon with a CO2 output of 126 gkm. Next up are a pair of 148 bhp editions of the same 1.4-litre TSI, either with a 6-speed manual transmission or a 7-speed DSG automatic. Torques increased to a more useful 250 Nm but that peak flow doesn't arrive until 1,500 revolutions per minute. Not only is performance better with a higher output engine, top speeds of 135 miles per hour for both gearboxes, the manual being 0.2 seconds quicker from A6 2 miles per hour at 8.7 seconds, efficiency is superior too. Thanks to active cylinder technology shutting down 2 of the cylinders when the engine's running at less than full load. Official figures of the manual and DSG at 55.4, with CO2 rated at 119 gkm for both. Topping the petrol lineup are a pair of 2-litre TSIs, both with 6-speed DSGs, the more powerful solely available with 4-wheel drive. With 217 bhp and 350 Nm available from 1,500 revolutions per minute, the lower power 2-litre petrol will reach 151 miles per hour and squirt from A6 2 miles per hour in 7.1 seconds. Unsurprisingly, efficiency takes a nosedive as a result, with claims of 44.8 miles per gallon and CO2 emissions of 146 gkm. Topping the performance chart, and bottoming the efficiency rankings, is the 276 bhp edition of the 2-litre TSI, complete with 4x4. Torque's still 350 Newton meters but now available at a slightly headier 1,700 revolutions per minute. This Superb will reach 155 miles per hour and dart from a standstill to 62 miles per hour in a sports car like 5.8 seconds, but economy drops to 39.2 miles per gallon, emissions up to 168 GkM. This is not a Skoda that's cheap to run. Handling: if you want your commodious wagon to feel comfortable and assured, then the Skoda Superb Estate is a natural choice, but it has those qualities in spades. Those hoping for something engaging, along the lines of its premium rivals such as the BMW 5 Series Touring or Jaguar XF Sportbrake, are likely to be disappointed with the dynamics, if not the space. Under the Superb's skin is an enlarged version of the underpinnings that support a plethora of Volkswagen Golf derivatives, including the Skoda Octavia estate. While the Superb feels more upmarket than its sibling, it's unlikely to be a car you take out purely for the joy of driving. Choose your Superb estate in SAL Executive or flagship Lauren and Clement specification and you benefit from the drive mode selection function. Not only will it affect the throttle application and steering, even the aircon and dynamic lighting patterns alter, too. That range-topping Allen key also comes with dynamic chassis control DCC as standard, optional on other Superbs, which varies the degree of stiffness of the adaptive suspension dampers. There's a noticeable difference, particularly with the suspension settings, but in most instances the Superb estate felt at its best in normal mode. The firmness of sport felt at odds with the Skoda's comfortable EBS, whereas comfort itself felt a tad too soft, allowing the large body to wallow over heavily undulated surfaces. It's a similar situation with the steering, the weighting of which felt either too light or heavy without increasing or decreasing the amount of feel transmitted through to the driver's hands. That said, the Superb estate does hang on gamely around bends, benefiting from the electronic differential to maintain tight lines around corners. You really do have to push the big Skoda hard before its front tires complain and begin to push you wide into understeer. Equipment: following its summer 2015 launch, the Skoda Superb estate comes in 5 familiar trim levels of S, say Business, SAL Executive and Lauren and Clement acting as the lineup's flagship. Standard Skoda Superb estate equipment. Intra-level certainly doesn't make for a sparse specification if you choose the Skoda Superb estate in S trim. Outside it's adorned with 16-inch iron alloy wheels, body-colored door mirror housings and handles and front fog lights. Climb aboard and you'll enjoy a multifunction, leather-wrapped steering wheel, an electric parking brake, a handy removable boot light that doubles as a torch, a trip computer, Bluetooth connectivity, DAB radio and a 5-inch touchscreen for the infotainment system. Move up a notch to the SAI and you'll also enjoy a 17-inch alloy upgrade in the Helios design, a cornering function in the front fog lights, adaptive cruise control, rear parking sensors and electrically folding door mirrors. Inside you benefit from lumbar adjustable front seats, dual zone climate control, umbrellas built into the front doors and an upgraded Bolero infotainment package with a 6.5-inch touchscreen. Aimed squarely at company car drivers is SAI Business, which builds upon the SAI's generous kit count to include the Strato's design of 17-inch alloy wheel, LED rear lights, parking sensors front and rear, the upgraded Amundsen infotainment system with sat-nav and Alcantara upholstery. More luxurious appointments come by way of the SAIL Executive line, which has 18-inch Zenith alloys, bi-xenon headlamps with LED day-running lights and headlamp washers to the SAI's exterior specification. Once inside you'll discover leather upholstery, heated front seats, an electrically adjustable driver's seat, the Columbus infotainment package with sat-nav and 8-inch screen, an electrically operated tailgate and a series of nets for the boot area. Topping the range is the Lauren and Clement, which adds more standard equipment to the SAIL Executive's roster. While the wheels remain 18 inches in diameter, they're of the Pegasus design with an anthracite finish, an electrically heated windscreen, blind spot detection, lane keeping assist, self-parking function, keyless entry and start and dynamic chassis control with adaptive dampers. Inside there's an upgraded 10-speaker Canton audio system, a television function, heated rear seats, piano black interior trim appliques and 3-zone climate control. Optional Skoda Superb accessories. Sitting at the head of the firm's range, it's no surprise to find that the Skoda Superb estate is generously equipped, though this doesn't mean you can't increase the specification levels further with a selection of options. Perhaps the most obvious is the car's color. There are 14 shades to choose from, including 4 complementary interior shades and a quartet of interior trim decor alternatives too. Many Superb estates already have heated leather seats, but these can be upgraded further to air-conditioned versions. Additionally, an auxiliary heater function can be added to warm the car up before you get inside, a welcome boon for bitter mornings. Many rear seat passengers like to carry tablets around in cars with them these days. The Superb estate offers a cradle built into the rear center armrest, allowing the device can be angled as desired. Opting for the variable height boot floor allows not only for smaller items to be hidden underneath the false bottom, but it creates a flatter load bay when the seats are tumbled. Comfort. Combine a palatial cabin with a supple ride quality and you have the key ingredients for a serene driving experience, which is why we rate Skoda Superb estate comfort so highly. Not only is the interior space more generous than before in every direction, aside from rear seat legroom which, although it remains unchanged, is still the largest in its class, it feels even more luxurious and cost-setting than the outgoing Superb. Wherever you sit you'll feel like you've got a good deal, with ample room without elbows or heads grazing the door panels and headlining. The quality of fit and finish adds to the sense of comfort, with well-damped controls and a reassuring thunk when you close the doors. The cabin's essentially free of ambient noise too, whether it's emerging from the engine, tires across the road surface or wind whistling around the windscreen and exterior mirrors. Many models are luxuriously up-pointed with heated leather seats, optionally available with air conditioning, while depending on the specification you plump for, the climate control can regulate up to 3 different interior zones. Adaptive suspensions available on a Skoda for the first time, standard on the Superb estate and Lauren and Clement trim, optional in others. While rides exceptionally relaxed in comfort mode, there was a tendency for the car to wallow over a series of quick-fire undulations. The normal setting doesn't transmit intrusions significantly into the cabin, but the car feels better balanced across a variety of ride types in that mode. Practicality. With its rakish lines you'd be forgiven for wondering if Skoda Superb estate practicality had been sacrificed in terms of looks, but not at all. It seems with Skoda's largest model you can have form and function. With the rear seats up, the boot measures an impressive 660 litres, an increase of 27 litres over the outgoing Superb estate. It's a best-in-class figure, although the significantly smaller Peugeot 308 SW matches this number. With the 60 hours 40 minutes split rear seats tumbled over, that volume increases to another class best of 1,950 litres, up 85 litres compared to the previous Superb estate. Just be aware that without the optional variable height boot floor the cargo bay surface is not completely flat, so you'd be wise to invest in that if you'll regularly have the seats folded for heavy loads. Aiding practicality further is what Skoda refers to as the boot net program, a series of retaining nets for keeping loose items neatly secure, while many Superb estates also feature an electric tailgate. This can be set to only open up to a particular height, to prevent you damaging the paintwork on a garage ceiling for instance. Give the door itself a quick pull and it pulls itself closed the rest of the way electrically, too. Around the cabin are a number of conveniently sized and shaped storage compartments and cubbies, including an ingenious feature already found on the Superb hatchback. In the front cup holder module is a dimpled rubber base and a narrower slot that allows bottles to be undone single-handedly, useful when driving for minimal distraction. Finally, say versions and above share a design feature that's been a Superb mainstay since the first generation's introduction in 2002, and an idea only shared with Rolls-Royce: door-mounted umbrellas. Safety. While it's not yet been crash tested under the auspices of the experts at Euro NCAP, we fully expect Skoda Superb safety to be rated at 5 stars, as was the previous generation of the car. It certainly comes packed with equipment designed to make it the safest model in the Czech brand's range, with even the entry-level S-grade loaded with kit designed to minimize crashes and the consequences of them. Not only is electronic stability control fitted as standard, so are other key electronic features like emergency city braking, multi-collision braking to mitigate against rolling along into additional crashes, and a pedestrian safety system. Move up to the C trim for front fog lights with a corner illumination function and adaptive cruise control, while C business specification introduces LED tail lights. Choose the C L Executive for bi-xenon headlamps, complemented by LED day running lights, which alter their beam pattern according to speed and other factors, while the flagship Lauren and Clement editions usher in blind spot monitoring, lane assist and self-parking functions. Parking sensors, a reversing camera and rear traffic alert, which warns you of oncoming vehicles when reversing out of a space, are also part of the package. Airbags we tend to take for granted these days, but the Skoda Superb estate comes equipped with 9 of them, including one for the driver's knees. Reliability. The car's underpinnings are essentially identical to those found on the latest generation Volkswagen Passat, which in turn are a stretched version of the MQB platform found under a plethora of models from the smaller Skoda Octavia to the Volkswagen Golf and even the Audi TT. Mechanically, there are no serious gripes. In fact, the only issue is related to the electronic instruments, which have blighted some very early TTs. Although this system will also be available on the Passat from 2016, Skoda's not announced plans for the Superb to follow suit. Engines and transmissions have already seen hundreds of thousands of miles of service elsewhere in the group's range, offering a level of mechanical integrity rival manufacturers would be envious of. Materials used throughout feel of high quality, even plastics found in the boot area of durable feel, which suggest they'll easily last the lifetime of the car.